Superb.
Is that my heart? Is that the world's heart? Wait, we started? Or the song going?
No, you started.
Oh, shit.
I counted.
Counted, bro.
Oh, my bad. Yo, welcome to the Real Shit Talkers. It's your boy,
It's a great start.
the motherfucking dragon. Hey, man, sometimes this is a podcast. I don't got to be nice. I don't have to be
Now
what
the
they say.
music.
Now the music hit. And across from me, is
The
my-
man in pink.
The man in pink. The men in pink, right?
Ooh, I would say yours more of a purple.
My wife
More
was,
of a magenta-ish.
my wife was like, you changed. And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, you wear pink? And I was like, I was
Oh.
like, yeah, dude, I was so off pink for, let me see, 30 years of my life.
Okay.
So I was just, me and pink was not, but you know, you got a little hair on your side. I want to people to see that you're shedding like a woolly
No,
mammoth.
it's not. It's actually still on my head.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
What that? Whatever. I don't care.
Check it out. Gotta go that way. Where's what?
Oh,
one
that
hair.
one strand. You look like a long ass sheebies.
Sheepies?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Damn, bro, that hurts.
Hold on.
Hurt my feeling.
Get my client hit me out real quick. Good. Okay.
I look
Mm.
fat.
230. Booyah. All right.
Gotta sit up straight now.
Welcome to the Real Shit Talkers. It's your boy, the motherfucking dragon, of course, gentleman Jackson across from me. And today we're just gonna talk about whatever we want to talk about because it's the Real Shit Talk. We just talk shit about all the shits, and sometimes we talk about our shits and taking the shit.
We're talking about taking a shit.
I don't want to talk about taking shit this
I almost
morning.
shit myself yesterday.
Why?
I was at work, right? Doing side work, and we only have a porta potty.
Are we really about to
at
start
the
this
side.
show?
Yeah,
off
we're gonna
about
start this.
Yeah, let's put that shit on
Right.
silent, yeah.
My shit is on silent.
Oh, that's me then.
Yeah, that's you. So what happens is we have a porta potty, right? And I don't know, my body is kind of weird. Times I go lactose intolerant, times I don't.
Mhm.
Sometimes I can eat a piece of slice of pizza.
Right.
I can have a whole bowl of milk. I can
Mhm.
have all dairy products all day. Nothing. And then there's those rare occasions
Right.
where I get that slice of pizza, and 5 minutes later,
Ugh,
bro,
I hear you,
the
man.
porta potty was taken. I was like, fuck. Luckily, it was only like
Damn.
10 minutes from my house. So I ran back in. I told my coworker, throw my keys down, get in my car, ran.
That's hilarious.
Bro.
Yo. I never shit inside of a porta potty. I feel like
No?
that is the scariest thing. I feel like I'll be the guy that takes the shit and some asshole kick over the porta potty and
Nah.
then
You know what's scary?
it's over. Then I have to self-destruct because
Covered in shit.
because I'm covered in shit and I can't
Alright.
allow this to happen.
Check it out. This is what's scary in a porta potty.
What?
I was working at night once, right? We had this dumpster right next to the porta potty, which is like 4 feet away from one another. My biggest fear was like when I went to go take a shit, I'm like, what if a raccoon jumped in?
You have to fight the raccoon inside
Yeah,
the
like if
porta
I
potty?
go start taking a shit and all of a sudden I feel something.
Just you take the shit, you fucking throwing bombs
No,
at the
like not
raccoon.
even if it's up. Like if I'm taking a shit and all of a sudden I feel a little hand grab my balls.
Oh, like the raccoon swam up and can raccoons swim?
Yeah, but the bottom of the porta potty is not that high. They can stand up in it.
Dude, that's the reason why I won't move to like Florida and Arizona because I heard about animals in the toilets.
Oh, those snakes.
Florida, Arizona, and Australia could kiss my ass. If you from there, hello, how you doing? But yeah, I don't fuck with your place. I'll invest if you want me to come out and just check out some places, but I won't live there myself. I heard about this story in Arizona once. There was like a rattlesnake or something in somebody's toilet. Straight up bit my man in the nuts when he went to sit down on the toilet. And ever since then, I always check the toilet. Like even at my own house, I'm like,
There's no snakes
Let's
in
make
Patterson.
how do you know? How do you know? There's more snakes in Florida than there are in the Amazon. Do you understand? I don't know. I don't know what their migration cycle is. I
Okay,
don't
okay,
know
okay.
what they're doing.
They're cold-blooded, so they need the warm temperature. So yes, they will be more in Florida than in the in the Amazon. For the reason, Amazon has the shade, covers up. There are species of snakes, but not that many. Florida, you have very hot, very humid, perfect for snakes. Australia, similar situation, kind of dry, still good for snakes. Now you have New Jersey.
I have an idea though. I
Where,
feel like
unless they have a hot lamp, you have a hot lamp in your toilet. There's no reason why.
I mean, this balls do generate a lot of heat. but what I'm saying is, I have this idea. I think we should fence off Florida, right?
Okay.
Fence it all around. Take everybody, all the loving people out, okay? And drop a nuke right in the middle that contain right in the Florida, because we got to kill all them crocodiles and snakes in Florida.
But you wouldn't kill them.
You think they can survive a nuke?
The crocodiles can go. Saltwater crocodiles can go into the ocean.
Dudes, fuck saltwater crocodiles.
Yeah, the snakes.
You heard they found saltwater crocodiles in Florida?
Yeah.
What?
It was the Nile crocs. I think they found.
How does a Nile croc come all the way to Florida? I don't know. I could give it a guess. Maybe asshole people that just thinks that they're cute and when they're babies, and then realize these motherfuckers becomes monsters. And they end up flushing them or tossing them somewhere in the swamp.
I feel like I hate to admit this, but I'd be one of those assholes.
I'm
gonna
make sure that you're no longer. We're gonna put a tail on you just in case.
A tail on me?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to the government.
It's cool.
I'm gonna call Mr. Trump. You heard about that shit?
Which one? The black community supporting Trump now?
No.
Have you seen the pictures like that?
I heard about the Uncle Ruckuses, but I didn't see him. I was talking about the Trump not taking responsibility for what's been going on with his boys. Everybody these fanatics that are like doing stuff in his name, and he's not taking the responsibility for like enticing them at all.
This is kind of like pissing me off a little bit in this sense, because his followers are basically a cult, right?
Yes.
In other words, another name for a cult is religion, in a sense. And people view, this is why I'm saying it, the moment you see these few that are his supporters, the radicals, all of a sudden they lump every supporter of his in one lump sum. Same thing with now Muslims, right?
Yeah.
At the point where after 9/11, like every Muslim was put in as a radical.
Yeah, that sucks.
Right now, if you go back in the past, Christianity, the many murders they've committed, same thing with Catholicism, those are the few, the few that aren't put in a bubble.
Oh, you want to get into the religion conversation?
No,
let's go. We can go. We can go there.
No, it's my thing though. Like, I kind of don't want it to be racial, but it will end up becoming racial with a white, I guess a lack of a better term, a messiah for them. Like Jesus Christ was
orange messiah. Gotcha.
Yeah, right. He was supposed to be damn near my complexion.
He looking paler these days, is it?
Right?
Yeah, he looks paler. Like he came in orange, and then like he's like old fruit. Like he's starting to like, you know how oranges start to like slowly mold white. You know what I mean?
Doesn't it sound fucked up right here?
We gotta get so much hate mail.
You know when there's a piece of shit has a nice brown to it sometimes, and then you leave it in the sun for too long.
That's what I'm saying. You ever did that with an orange?
White.
You ever did that with an orange when the orange starts to turn a little white?
But then it goes green after a while.
Not really.
After a while, it goes moldy. No, squishy.
Yeah, but when it goes moldy, it's way past.
Yeah.
It's way. You should have threw that away like when it started turning white.
Correct.
Right. Yeah, but he looking like he's turning that white. So what you're saying is, if we let him go by the end of the presidential election, he's gonna start turning green. That's what you're saying?
Basically.
Oh, he's gonna be Hulk Trump.
You can do it.
Nah, fuck that. I can't do it. But yeah, man, what happened recently? Some of his fanatics. One guy went inside of a supermarket. Was it Walmart or was it? And he tried to get into a church.
Okay.
Couldn't get to the church. So I guess he just was like he was like fuck it, I'm doing this. And he went into like I'm not sure if it's a Walmart. I could be corrected, but he ended up shooting a couple, older couple, elderly black woman and black man.
Okay.
But this got covered up. It wasn't covered up. I'm not sure what it was, but it wasn't talked about because at the same time we was dealing with the bombs,
Correct.
the bombs that was getting sent to like
Robert De Niro,
Barack Obama, the Clintons, and and CNN.
Okay.
CNN got one too. So for somehow we didn't talk about the shooting that happened because of another fanatic of his. I think Pence came out and was like, I do not support any of this that's happening, and then Trump shared it on Twitter, was like, oh, I agree. And I was like, wow, you didn't take the time out to even make a statement. This is something that we're used to from our president. We like our president hears something, they make a statement.
Kinda.
You know what I'm saying? Like, well,
this is my thing. Okay, you were saying we're so used to this from our presidents, right? Obama didn't tweet.
What?
During his run, he didn't tweet much.
No. But he came out like there was like, I promise you, there was like there was a statement made by Obama probably like every 4 weeks, yo. Like you couldn't get away from it. It was on almost every channel. It was criticized crazily,
his
but
wife and that booty was everywhere.
Michelle was fatty. No disrespect.
She was healthy.
She was healthy.
She promoted healthy living.
Anyway, so
they say, my bad, there's gonna be a little tangent real quick. They say the omega fatty acids are stored in the booty. So she was good on the omega 6s and 12s.
You know what I'm saying? Get your DHA up, all right. Yeah, so for somehow, how did we, and then the Pittsburgh thing happened yesterday. So everything's back to back. We had the bombs. We had the shooting that same day, I guess.
Okay.
And then we had the Pittsburgh thing yesterday.
Okay.
Which was Saturday.
Correct.
And they're all in his name. They're all like radicals supporting him. I'm not saying that all everyone that supports Trump does this, okay? Because everyone has, there's a lot of fuck you type of people. There's some people that like Trump just because he kind of stands for fuck you. You know what I'm saying? So like I could kind of understand that because I'm the type of guy that I'm not gonna vote for him because of it, but I'm the type of guy that like to say fuck you to whoever's in charge.
Correct.
Right, but you should at least acknowledge this is happening in your name, right? Unless he's trying to become that martyr, right? Or am I like overthinking it?
I feel like he has became the martyr because of his followers. I think regardless whether he was in office or not, stupid people do stupid stuff.
Right.
Now, also looking at it is
sorry, let me just turn that down.
You see this more often for the simple fact it is more readily accessible.
Right.
So it's proven that today's day and age is the safest time to live. But we're seeing more crime now because how many years ago were you able to find out something happened in Baltimore? You would have to wait for it to be printed in the news.
Yeah, I really do believe that everything is more out in front of you now than it was a few years ago, because like not going into the whole police brutality thing, but in New York, that was normal.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Miami,
even in Jersey, it was normal.
In Miami,
Georgia.
a couple of years back, a whole graduating police academy class all were arrested for corruption.
Dude, in New York, they already arrested about 50 cops.
Yeah.
And that was within September through October.
Yeah. What was it? I forgot where it was with the human trafficking, where they already have 233 people.
Yeah, that was in Florida, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So now, how long would it have taken if we got this information back then?
It probably wouldn't never happen.
And we wouldn't you knew of human trafficking, but you never really saw it unless you
was a victim of it.
Or you participated in some adultery stuff with underage women that were sold through prostitution, like a lot
brothels,
of
things like that.
You wouldn't have known of it, right? The average person wouldn't have known. Now I bet you I go on Facebook right now, other than seeing the Real Shit Talkers on there, guys. You check it out.
And on YouTube.
YouTube as well. I can find something disturbing on my Facebook timeline
all day. I feel like a lot of people on I get so tired of Facebook because don't get me wrong, I still like you guys. So please keep watching. But a reason why I get tired of it is because every time I go down the timeline, someone's sharing something evil, something bad. But and I don't want to get like, what can I say? I don't want to get I don't want to start getting biased. My opinion is to start becoming like really one-sided.
Yeah.
Because of the things I see on my timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Because the things I see on my timeline is different from yours and my wives and all that stuff. And I don't want my opinions to be corrupted just by what people are sharing, you know. But it's a little difficult. It is difficult to see anything positive. But like you said, this is the best time to be alive when it comes down to humanity.
Yeah. It like I said, it's weird. We're safe,
but we're not.
But yeah, we're not. Psychologically, we're not. Like, in what generation have we had more people who have been on the verge of suicide? How many people have we had?
Dude, I have a friend that killed himself not that long ago.
Yeah, mental illness, right? It's weird. But at the same time, they're pushing prescriptions on us. Like, you and I both listened to another podcast where have you heard the recent one? They talked about how one guy got over depression by working out.
Yes.
Working out releases endorphins.
Yes.
Accomplishing goals releases endorphins.
Yes.
So here we are. You know what? Tyson Fury is actually the one who said that.
Yes.
So
Tyson Fury is the heavyweight boxer.
About to be the champ again.
We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later.
Right. But anyways, yeah, he suffered from depression, suicide. Like he was speaking how he was speeding and about to crash his car into a damn, I forgot what it was. I don't know if it was a bridge, it was a wall, but he was thinking on the verge of suicide, or he was on the verge of suicide. And we brush it off until it's too late.
Yes.
People cry out for help every day.
All the
we
time.
Brush it off before it's until it's too late. You're like, oh, he seemed like a nice guy. Mind you, all the dark jokes he makes. Or mind you, he's like, yeah, he smiled, and all of a sudden 3 seconds stop smiling. I'm like, these are little hints, but as a society, we're like, oh, you're weak-minded.
Right.
And it's kind of fucked up.
Because we view only the strong. That's how we grew up. Only the strong survive.
Correct.
So we even believe that you have to be mentally strong. But what is mentally strong? We never really. This is kind of a new avenue for everyone.
Correct.
You know, so it's not like this science behind depression goes back from eons, and you know what I'm saying. It's not like it was one of those things from back in the days where they used to test out chemicals on each other so they could learn what medicine is. Yeah, LSD was tested, cocaine was tested. That gave us all like lidocaine, novocaine, all those stuff. Mental weakness was never something that existed for us. You know, this is still kind of a new concept. So it's kind of hard for a lot of us to grasp the idea of what is mentally strong, besides just going by what we grew up thinking it is.
I kind of feel like and this is just my view on it. I know it's not correct. I know I'm gonna get backlash from it. Is I guess it isn't I guess viewed as much of an issue until it's already too late. Is because we, as you were saying, like societal wise, like we always try to strive to be better than our fathers or be our fathers and better. Of course. Right, you'd always hear in the past somehow like, oh, my father walked, or like, oh, what are you complaining about going to school? I used to walk to school uphill, walk to school and home, and it's uphill both ways. Scientifically, that's not possible. Like, you'd have to go. It won't happen unless you have different house every time. It's never happening. But it was a hard life that they lived, or they said they lived, and we just follow. And a lot of people are like, oh, my father did this. Oh, my father's not home because he's working in the factory all day. But that's at the same time. That was a single income household, so they want us to keep the same mentality, but at the same time, now both parents are forced to work just to survive nowadays.
Right.
Like, why is it? What is it? The wage purposes is for minimum wage, you'd have to work over 100 hours just to make rent. I'm like, that's about half your work week, half your work month. So 40 hours. That's 2.5 weeks of working just for rent, meaning a week and a half to last you for your other bills. How many people do you know have car payments that are like a mortgage? Right, I know a bunch of them.
Shit, man, I was behind on mine for a month. That shit scared the hell out of me.
Right, but not that like you had a struggle and you picked up and went.
Right.
A lot of people don't do that. They see their mortgage payment and then they see their car payment and they're damn near the same. Like, why are you spending what you should be spending on mortgage on a damn car?
Right.
Yeah, you can live in your car, that's fine. But now you're gonna struggle hoping to have the mortgage but not be able to pay your gas, your water, and anything else, and you're like, you're screwed.
So that's why you're trying to go to Florida.
Arizona.
You going to Arizona?
Going to Arizona. North Carolina, actually. But Arizona's my second spot.
North Carolina, if I get the compound going.
It's always the compound.
If I get the compound, we're going. North Carolina, I'll go back. But besides that, murder yourself.
Where would you go?
If I had a choice, in the United States?
Anywhere.
Anywhere.
The world. Mind you, you got to be careful of Dubai. Even though it's beautiful, you broke, you go to jail.
See, my issue is I would have to have something to go to. Right, like have to be a reason. I can't, because I have so much responsibilities now.
Okay.
That for me just to get up and leave like I used to do, I miss my nomad life. But for me to get up and leave like that, it would have to be like I would have to like put something.
No, I don't mean get up and leave. Like I'm saying, you have responsibility, you have family you have to take care of, right? If you can uproot them, move them to where you want, perfect destination, everything's set, boom. Go.
Perfect destination.
Perfect destination for you and your family.
Island. A whole island for mine with a compound in it.
See, this is what I was thinking, right? That's what I was thinking. And then I was really talking to
honestly,
I was talking to my sister-in-law because she said that.
Hold on, real quick. Texas don't seem bad. Texas has everything in there.
Like 2 parts of Texas.
I've been thinking about that for a minute.
Like 2 parts of Texas. Very racist.
I know there's 2 parts of Texas, and they don't want it. And I'm going to stay away from that one part of Texas that is kind of backwards, but the other part, I think I fucks with them.
For me, like, I can't be anywhere near the border.
Nah.
Right away.
Right away. Right away.
Like,
I don't want to be nowhere near the border. I got light-skinned kids. I don't want them to get mistaken. You know?
But no, what's it called? Oh, back to the island where we were saying, right? The reason why it's not ideal, all it takes is one tsunami.
Oof, take you
Compound
out.
done.
Hey, man, that's what happened to Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Haiti, it happened to most of the island.
Haiti got hit hard twice.
Yes.
They still didn't recover, huh?
No. Not
What about Dominican Republic?
I haven't heard anything bad from them recently.
How does only one side of the island get hit and not the other? That seems so bizarre to me, yo. Nature is a motherfucker, yo. Nature's evil. Nature's evil. How only one side get hit? Like nothing in DR got tapped?
I don't think so. I haven't heard anything bad from
Damn.
And Haiti's like a smaller part. It's about half-half.
It's half and half, yeah. Jeez. Are you really about to play with the table? We got this neat new things on the table. Shiny table, and Jack won't stop playing with it. Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. Now that brings you all back to what we were talking about before it all started.
What?
Reality.
So we was talking about reality, and I got a question that said, "What is reality?" And it goes, this question is so broad. And once you start to really put your mind on it, it's like, God, what is reality?
Like theoretically, don't know.
Don't know. This could not be reality right now.
But
I'm not even talking about just a simulation theory.
Goddamn
it's just
video game. Yeah.
But
think about it. You go through levels in your life. You have your world where the tutorial stages. You're learning from your parents in hopes that what the information they give you is correct.
This is an MMO.
Right? So yeah, it's a huge MMO. But only first person views. You can't go third person, second. You can't switch over. You can't switch characters that we know of. So now you go through the tutorial stage, right?
What's the tutorial stage? As a baby?
Like baby to like 6, 7 years old.
This is how you walk.
Yeah.
This is what you...
Yeah, you're taught how to draw, dance, whatever, right? And then you go to the next stages where it's like, all right, now you have free roam. Like, you're still in the tutorial phase, but not really because
It's stage 1.
you have a bigger teaching what's it called I guess what's
What are you
why am I
talking
drawing
about?
blank? Teaching school wise no, I guess tutorial, still the tutorial, right?
I guess not really. It'll be like stage 1 when you start to get all your skills and you start to
all right,
develop all your-
the skill building phase.
That's when you like
right?
get your potions and your
Right,
skills
yeah, yeah.
before you fight a boss. Your first boss and shows up
Yeah.
around the teenager side, and that's when you realize
That's puberty right
that's
there.
puberty is your first boss. That's the boss level.
No, that's stage 1 boss. Whether to jerk off in school or not, is it okay?
Oh my
Is it okay to go to the bathroom and
Yo,
jerk
why
off
no
or
one
not?
talked about that, yo?
Right?
There was a big situation in guys' lives where you're sitting there like,
A boner every day.
I got a boner.
And what
every
sucked
5
was-
seconds.
What sucked was I was a big proponent of wearing shorts and
Dude,
and sweatpants in school.
I
So I always had to tuck up and make sure it was extra tight.
Dude, I had to wear a belt and my pants, and I had to, when that damn thing happened, I had to learn how to put that bitch right up against my stomach, and then that motherfucker right there,
right?
and I'll be walking down the fucking hallway looking stupid.
That's the only way you got the proper posture.
The
The reason it fucked up my posture because I was like this, trying to make sure nobody noticed it.
felt
I
like
gotta
you was-
tuck it in. I'm like, come on, guys.
Felt like it was fucking your belly button.
Right?
Ugh.
Alright, so there's that. And then you go to like 18. Now it's moved up to like 24, 25, where some people get their
That's when you,
their way of living is very cemented at this time, right? So this video game, now we have the tutorial phase, you have the, I guess, workshop phase, if you will, ironing everything out, and then you have the free roaming phase. When you start doing you, and then you realize during your free roaming stage, which you learned at tutorial, which made you decide what you're gonna get from the workshop, was all wrong.
it was all wrong. All of it.
So now you're here in this free roaming world, and now you have these small markets that you can occasionally get to learn something new, or you can get to acquire something new. Maybe sell some potions to get some elixir, one or the other, one or the other, and then you're like, all right, cool. Now you think you got it right. Now here's your first stage in most people's life is finding a career.
Nope. I thought I hit that stage and I changed that. I could change that
Right?
path at least 9 times, yo.
That's the thing. So they're like, all right. But what sucks is during the tutorial they say you could be anything you want in the world, right?
Well, that's true.
During your workshop,
You can be anything you want.
you can't be a tree.
Who said? If I stand really still and I plant myself, I think I could sprout at least a mushroom off my body if I stay there for a while.
You'll be there. No, you could be a tree, but that's post life. Make your ashes. That's
Hey, yeah, you didn't say what was gonna happen between. I'm
Right.
just gonna stand still.
So yeah, they say you can be anything you want. Then you go through the workshop and try to develop your skills for what you want, you believe you want, and then you go into the free roam, and then you're like, okay, what I wanted to do has no money in it, and money runs free roaming world. This is what I need, and then you're like, all right, I can't find my career, so I'm gonna go this little side
We're
quest.
still in the video game.
Yeah, we're in the video game. We're doing quests in this
I would
reality,
have turned this video game off.
right?
I probably turned it off a few times. Doop, doop. No.
That's where drinking comes in.
Drink is part of the break of the video game.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Hilarious.
It
That's
ruins
when you
it.
put. That's when you hit the pause button.
Yeah. So okay, so in this video game, it's kind of screwed, right? We don't know the real end goal of that.
Okay.
Now, there's also, for reality purposes, the hologram theory. Have you heard recently?
I have not heard the hologram theory. Please elaborate.
Okay. Everything is technically a hologram. Like, so what's solid really isn't solid, but it is to us, because in the sense of a hologram meeting another hologram without knowing of it, we find it as an obstruction.
Right.
Right. So now we're kind of screwed in the sense of, like, okay, matter of fact, let's bring it a little bit deeper than the hologram.
Wait. Let me get back to this hologram theory. So you're saying everything is only real to us, but not real Wouldn't that just be the reality theory? Well, the simulation theory anyway. Huh?
Simulation. No, it's more of a. This says the holographic principle is the principle of string theories and possible property of quantum gravity that states that the description of a volume of space that can be thought of encoded on a lower dimensional boundary to the region, preferably a lightweight boundary like a gravitational horizon.
Let me tell you something real quick about everything you just said. I am way too dumb to know what that meant.
All right. So basically, string theory. Right now, we're gonna have to get into that a little bit. This is one of the topics I
Look,
enjoy.
here's the thing.
Into.
The person was talking to me about the reality. Like reality only exists if your mind tells it exists, right?
Yeah.
But as soon as you start to believe this is no longer reality, then this is no longer reality.
Yeah.
All right. So we as a collective agreed, however we agreed, if it was telepathic or just as some type of symbiotic type of agreement between me, you, Marv, the trees, whatever, we all agreed that this is how it's supposed to be.
Correct.
That's what reality is. But as soon as you take yourself out that box,
I've been out that box.
this is no longer reality, right?
To me, yes.
But then
to
that's
you guys
when then this is what they told. This is how they explain it, and that's when opportunity presents itself because you're no longer part of the original format.
Correct.
Okay. So
now, okay.
I don't. And at the same time, this is what I told them. I'm way too dumb.
All right. So with the reality sense of it, right? With the string theory that we were just talking about, the holographic theory. Fine. It's not a hologram because it's the way our mind thinking. We can't get past that.
Yeah, hologram
right?
is you can't touch a hologram.
But now Tupac's real.
Damn, Tupac's real after
that hologram looked real as hell.
But we agreed as a collective
it's a hologram.
that it was a hologram,
Correct.
and we could not touch that.
But if we agreed that he became real at that point, would he be real?
I don't like that. That's how you end up in a goddamn padded room.
Right?
Trying to
but
bite your own ear
so
off.
so what happens is, all right, it's fine. We can't touch hologram. We established that now.
Okay.
Now, atoms have a lot of space
Okay.
in them.
Dude.
They say if you were to take all the space out of the atom in the universe, it'd be the size of what we believe is a softball.
Okay.
All the mass and all the space brought to that.
Okay.
Size of a softball.
Okay.
Why can't I pass through this table?
Because.
Now, how crazy would it be if I start phasing through it right now?
Do we just get louder?
A little bit.
Okay. But damn.
X-Men damn said to raise the volume.
Oh.
X-Men. Okay. I will raise the volume. Thanks, X-Men. Yeah. So you said why you can't?
Yeah,
phase
so,
through?
like there's so much space in between the atoms that now this here is a solid because of its chemical compound, right? It's wood, it's plexiglass on top of it, right? But through science, there's so much space in between these atoms that I should technically be able to go through it.
I don't think these people are gonna really care about why you can't phase through space.
But there's a reality.
Because I don't believe. I'm not gonna go into it because I'm gonna sound like a super nerd.
Go ahead. Get into it.
But I don't believe atoms could walk through another atom.
But there's space in between.
Mass cannot.
But there's a lot of
cross.
space in between these atoms.
Don't matter.
It does matter. It
Nope.
is all matter.
It don't. Again, that's the word it's saying. It don't matter.
That's what the atom is saying.
It doesn't matter. You cannot. You just can't. I wish, because I would love to be on some kitty from the X-Men type of shit. I couldn't have that power. It's too much bad things. If you had a choice, I think we did this before.
For what?
Superpower. If you could defy the laws of physics and quantum and all that shit.
I'd be a sorcerer, like Doctor Strange.
That's a good one.
Technically, he's overpowered.
He's OP as fuck. He is OP.
Anything bad tries to happen to me, I just throw him in the mirror realm. Like,
I throw him into a river. All right? Big ass ocean right in the middle of a school of sharks.
And then Aquaman comes and saves him.
Who?
Or
Why
what
is
if he-
Aquaman
what-
here?
Why not?
I'm gonna take Aquaman and put his ass on Mars and just throw him cold. So
They found ice on Mars.
I don't think Aquaman could find it before.
I guess. Now what
You know
happens? What if Mars?
Everybody dead. How about that? No, everybody dead.
You're saying Thanos? The
Yeah,
Infinity Gauntlet?
hey man, only half could live, so you could appreciate life.
Well, technically speaking, once again,
you ever think about that theory?
What?
Sorry to cut you off, but you ever think about the Thanos? I forgot what it's called. That there was some guy who talked about it. I think that's where the Thanos thing came from. Kill half the half of whatever, so the other half could exist. Do you think that is something that we're really gonna have to like consider in like 100 years?
Well, let's bring in the thought of Genghis Khan. He killed 10% of the population.
Damn, dude, that's like how much is that? Like over 100,000, maybe? No.
If it was today's day and age, that would be about 600 million people, 700 million people.
So
he
changed
changed the carbon footnote of the human footnote, the carbon output of society of humans. That's how many people he killed. So and now we have nuclear bombs, which are much easier to do, which is kind of crazy because now if you learn about ancient civilizations and you see where their normally where their carbon dating goes back to, in some locations they have nuclear glass. Nuclear glass happens through nuclear explosions, but these now nuclear glass are buried way down low, and it's carbon dated back to around the same time of these pyramids. Like,
so what you're saying is we got lost science.
Yes. Because if you know, there's a structure called Göbekli Tepe, I believe in Turkey or Mexico, one or the other. It was buried, so meaning the structure is dated differently from the dirt on top of it.
You know, the whole Sphinx isn't out of the sand.
Sphinx, yeah.
Sphinx, whatever.
Yeah.
I can never say it right.
It's not.
It's not out of the sand.
No. It even says, and I think it was once again. It was one of the.
Why don't we just ride over there, bring some machines? Like, yo, we taking this shit up, y'all.
Well, it's because the scientists don't want to agree upon this. What happens is, in some hieroglyphics, like they actually believe the hieroglyphics were there before Egyptians got there. In some cases, in one of the pharaohs, his writings or his diaries that someone else wrote or he wrote, one or the other,
right,
was said that the Sphinx. It says that he was told, dig here and you'll find this.
Right.
So he was told to find the Sphinx, and he uncovered it. He didn't build it, he uncovered it. That's why the face is disproportionate to the body.
They rebuilt the face. The face actually wasn't the face that it was before.
Oh, you're talking about the face before the...
Yeah, it wasn't. The main Sphinx face with the nose and everything was rebuilt, so it's not the original face.
Yeah. Oh, no, but I'm saying...
I think it might have had a beak.
It actually, the head itself was carved out of a bigger head.
Right.
I believe it was a lion, like a full lion's body. And then they broke it down. If you look at it, the headpiece of the pharaoh, then his face, it's completely disproportionate to the body, right? And now also on part of on the Sphinx, there's water erosion. People try to say sand erosion, but it's different from water erosion. And now water hasn't rained there for X amount of years, which surpasses where they believe the civilization of the Egyptians were. Right. So now you have water erosion from the Sphinx dating back to before the pharaohs that were there at some point. Now this is everything that I read through other sources, right? So what happens is now you have this. Sphinx was uncovered. Sphinx face was reconstructed. Has water erosion on it, and it's dated before that civilization was there. Meaning, also they couldn't recreate, and we can't recreate the pyramids perfectly as they were before.
We gotta get somebody who's expertise in this. Into the show.
It's freaking crazy.
I'm gonna need I need somebody to answer some questions. I got a lot of questions about this.
So what happened was, in some of these obelisks, they have like a rotational pattern that cut it like a circular saw.
Yeah.
And they found some structures that look like they're big enough to fit a huge ass circular saw blade made out of stone. Now it's kind of weird, and also, you know how you're thinking like, how would you move these obelisks on sand? Have you ever tried to move anything on sand? The sand build up in front of it, and it slows it down.
Moving yourself on sand?
Yeah. Now.
That's a hell of a workout.
Now, the crazy part is they discovered that when you're dragging something and put a little bit of water in the sand in front of it, it goes down.
Yeah.
So now it becomes smoother and easier to pull these obelisks. So the transportation, now, where would they get the water from? There's no water anywhere near that.
See, this is why we're geeks. I heard there was like, around that time, it was they believed that it was a vasting rainforest. It wasn't.
It's fucking crazy.
It wasn't a desert. Oh man, that's crazy. I want to get somebody that knows more about this on the show. If you know somebody that knows this shit about ancient history, you let them know to contact us, because I'm gonna bring them up here. I'm gonna talk to them because we got some questions.
Which means I have to finish reading the books from Graham Hancock.
Yeah, Graham Hancock got some good stuff.
What is it? Chariot of the Gods, War of the Gods, I think it is.
I think it's War of the Gods.
Yeah. I bought like 3 of his books.
Yeah.
So I need to keep going. I think he had like a total of 20 something.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'll listen to it. I'm so over reading books. I was trying for a long time. I'm such an audible.com type of guy. That's not a plug. That's such an audible.com. But if they want to give me a plug, you gotta hit me up, man.
Word.
But that's insane. It is very insane. Let me see another question that we have.
Oh, my bad. Continue. Go with another question, because if it was stick to reality, I'll be here forever. I'll be here for the reality.
Would you, if you had the choice to live forever, to see how the world works, how the world's going to play itself out, or to die regular as a human, what would you choose?
Now, here's my question for the living of forever. Am I allowed to go back and forward through time, but without affecting the line?
No.
So I'm stuck to seeing.
You're stuck as Jack
right now.
Right now. Say you get to choose your age. I'll give you 35. You peaked, okay? Yeah, peak level.
Okay.
Yeah, 35, and you get to stay 35, but you have to watch the universe. You have to watch forever on how the world works, like how the progression of the world, all that things.
Can I take part in it?
See, that's where it becomes a little issue.
That's why. Now, that's why I asked. My question was, am I able to live for an eternity in the sense of going back and forward in time, but not affect anything?
You're not Doctor Who. You cannot go back and forth.
Why can't I do Doctor Who?
No, you
can
only
Doctor
go
Strange
one way.
Then. Doctor Strange, mirror realm.
Turn
back the hand of time. Just go.
No one's giving you that type of access. We're saying you could be Jack for now into eternity. That is it.
I'll jerk off and everything. Just cause. If I'm gonna live forever, just cause.
It's just, and here's a little bit for the sea, and here's a little bit for the waters.
No. But seriously, I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, to be honest. Like, the reason why I wouldn't is because now I'd be able to be in comic book versions, the Watcher.
No.
I think it's the Watcher, right? The person who is allegedly Stan Lee's character in all the Marvels. He's always there watching over everyone. That's basically what I would be. Wouldn't mind.
Really? So you want to be a god?
If I live forever at the age of 35, I will be.
But you're not going to really... I mean, I guess. But then everything you ever known, everything you ever loved, you still have human qualities. Everything you ever known, loved, felt, will all die.
That's fine.
In front of you.
Okay.
All the time. It's your family, your kids, all of them. You will outlive them all.
Okay.
You will be okay with that?
Yeah.
You are some dark ass.
This is why, though. This is why. I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen, right?
Okay.
If I'm going to live forever, basically can't die, they pass, drink myself for a couple years, whatever, but I'm still at 35. I'm peaked. I'm not changing. I'm not changing at all, right? I'm going to get fat at 35. That's fine. After I get over that little rut, I'm just going to get shredded as hell. Right there.
100 pounds.
Still at 35, 70 years from now, I'm going to get shredded. I give myself 70 years of drinking. 70 years later, I'll be shredded. I'll be like, boom, Mr. Olympia all day, every day. I'll get that big. Then stop
Just
working out. Let
all the-
myself.
all the roids. Just
Yeah.
put it all in your system.
Man, 'cause I peaked at 35. Nothing's
Why
gonna affect me. I'm
not?
gonna have that 35-year-old testosterone plus that other one.
I hear you. You know what? Now you're making it sound better.
You see?
About to- all the
And they
motherfuckers
say
in there.
normally 35 is like the perfect peaking, and for like MMA is like just right when you start going downhill. 35.
After 35, it's downhill.
Yeah, exactly. But 35 is like right there at the tail, like that climactic moment. After that, but you're there at 35, that peak age.
All right, so
Bro, I'm gonna have a 20-year reigning champion and only at 35.
I'm gonna have techniques that's from the ancient histories.
Yeah.
He's so stupid, yo.
You see?
I don't know about this.
Seeing jiu-jitsu competitions.
I don't know,
out there
man.
every day.
That'll kill me. You watch my family go, shit like that. You know, I'll definitely be on meth for a little bit,
That's fine, but
but
you won't die.
I won't die. What if you could still get disease?
Like what?
Like, you can't die, but you still get a disease. Like, I don't know. You got the super AIDS because
Yeah,
you've been-
Super 8. Blood
yeah.
transfusion.
From who? So you're gonna drain all the blood out your system and then
If I'm
breathe in?
35,
So you
before,
can't. But
before I go
that's
crazy.
not how transfusions
Wait,
work.
wait.
You still need something of your own blood.
Yeah, listen,
Okay.
I'm 35, right?
Mhm.
Before I go all crazy, and if I know if I'm 35 and I'm staying at this age and my family's still with me at the age of 35, I'm giving myself 10 years, and because they'll still be living, right? Within those 10 years, donate as much blood. Have myself give the what's it called? Have my own blood bank.
They're gonna have your blood under every microscope ever known to man.
That's fine. They
Legit.
won't know that time though.
Oh my god!
So now all my blood is there.
You're gonna be the guy that shows up in all the pictures with like, they're like, how the fuck?
I look like Pharrell.
What-
Pharrell's a fucking pharaoh.
We ever seen the
Have
guy?
you seen
Yeah,
Pharrell?
seen Pharrell. You look like a Pharrell. You ever seen the guy? They say he's in like all the pictures, but he's using like a smartphone. Like he's in the Mike Tyson.
Oh, that's all Photoshop.
Yeah. No,
If only that was true.
If only.
Right.
If
So,
only.
so 35.
I want to
right.
put myself in like a whole bunch of photos. We should do that, yo. Mark, we should Photoshop us in like a whole bunch of ancient history photos, right?
Already working on it.
Oh, my man. My man. Photoshop us in all these ancient histories. We sitting there like, what the fuck? Like,
I gotta admit something to you.
what?
I'm Jesus.
Yeah, I hear you look like him. Apparently. What if, I heard this thing about Jesus, right? What if, Jesus Christ was real, okay?
Okay.
But our idea of what Jesus is supposed to look like and be, we fucked up and let him pass again. This is the weird theory. Like, what if Jesus Christ was born? Who said this best? Was born in a crack den.
Okay.
Okay, but our idea of what Jesus is supposed to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can never accept that. Would that make you a bad Christian or Catholic or whatever?
Well, that's why they don't bring in his teenage years into adulthood.
But what if, like, as a child? Okay, so if he was supposed to come back, right? Jesus was supposed to come back.
Correct.
We have let's just say humanity has no idea what he will come back as. What if Jesus came back as a crack baby? This is a real thought. Like, this is a real thought. What if he came back as? What if he came back, and this is gonna sound fucked up, and I know maybe I shouldn't cross this line, but I'm gonna cross it anyway.
Do it.
What if Jesus Christ came back and he was a Muslim? He came from a Muslim family.
Technically, he did.
I mean,
Originally,
I'm
he
just
did.
saying, right? So Jesus been walking around this whole time, and he was, I don't know, abused by police and all this other crazy stuff. You know, maybe he got deported. I don't know. It's like, would that make would that like fuck up religion? Or
This is the thing. Okay. Jesus was basically crucified in the town square
yeah.
for the most part, right?
I'm just talking about what the idea of
Yeah,
what
that's
Jesus
how
is
it goes,
supposed
right?
to be.
So-
Like,
so-
I think we all believe he's gonna come back in a freaking some sandals and fucking.
You didn't see me
Got
for
this-
Halloween a couple
You
years
know
ago?
what I mean? Huh?
I said you didn't see me on Halloween a couple years ago?
No, I didn't see that.
This is the thing. Even if he did came back, the way our society works right now,
We'll never accept it.
we'd be like, oh, that's just a loony guy,
Yeah. What if he was one of the dudes on 42nd Street?
right?
and that'd be at nighttime. Like, I am the Messiah.
You know what?
And no one,
in
and no one
today's
believed
in
him.
today's day and age,
Uh-huh.
like right now, 2018 about to be 2019, he could be come back, die for our sin again. We'd be like, oh, share on Facebook,
Nah,
and then just forget about it.
I don't even think it would be even that easy. I don't even think he would just be another news story.
Yeah.
Like, it wouldn't even be.
People
we
recording
wouldn't
it.
even known it was him.
Yeah.
It would have just been like another news story. So why do Catholics and Christians believe they automatically gonna know who Jesus Christ is? These are things that run through my head all the time. I go, what makes you so sure at 2018 that somebody from, I don't know, 2,000 years ago
Correct.
is going to come back and look exactly like the person that was 2,000 years ago, and and we will believe that's them, because we can't even agree if he's white or black.
Correct.
We can't agree if he was what was it, Islamic. We can't agree on anything. So what makes religious people believe that they're gonna automatically know when Jesus is coming back, or who Jesus is, if they did come back? Or do they believe like some crazy light's gonna come out and he's just gonna start pulling people like the rapture? Like, he's just gonna show up like, oh, I'm Jesus, I want to show you something. Boom, rapture, bitches. Like, is that gonna happen? Like,
I don't think so. For the simple fact, okay. This is gonna be backlash. We're crossing some lines today.
Fuck it, I don't
All right.
care.
What's the in most, I guess, Catholic or Christianity? What's the one thing they really worship that you see all of them have? For the
Christianity
most
is mostly Jesus.
No, but like for the most part, what do you see them have?
God.
And then they have a cross.
Yeah.
Where in the Bible have they ever mentioned worship the cross?
I know. I always thought that, and I asked
So
that
you're
question, and no one ever answered that.
you're worshiping one of the things that the person you're worshiping died on.
Yeah,
which was used for a form of punishment. So you are not only depicting that, you have him crucified and dead on a cross.
See, that's why.
Which, by the way,
I stopped wearing crosses because it didn't make any sense. Like, it was like when I was younger and I was really big into the religion.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it don't make sense for me to wear the cross because he died on the cross, right?
Correct.
So why would I want to wear something that killed him? You know what I'm saying? Isn't that kind of against?
Yeah.
It will be kind of against.
Here's a weird.
That's like, hold on. It's like me shooting you, right? And then wearing a gun.
No, it's not like you shooting me and then wearing the gun. It's like you shooting me and then wearing my dead body with the bullet hole.
With the bullet hole. Okay, yeah, that would be kind of like how
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, you're right.
Right, so that's weird. That you wouldn't do that. Now, talking about the cross of it, there is a scripture written by one of his apostles, which was buried. So people didn't know. It's written in Aramaic. It's written in the same
So
type
how
of
do you know if it was buried?
Because the Vatican tried to buy it, and
Vatican tried to buy it?
Yeah. What happened was this
sneaky.
scripture, which is the pages were dated back to then. It was written in Aramaic. It was written in gold writings. The way all of that was, everything the same. It says that Jesus ascended to the heavens and Judas was crucified.
Well, how that happen?
That supposedly Jesus was crucified, came back 3 days later, right? It says in this scripture, the one I'm talking about, I can look it up later and then I can post it up. But Jesus ascended to the heavens and Judas was crucified. The person who betrayed him was crucified on the cross. Now, if this scripture is right by one of Jesus Christ's apostles, written in Aramaic, same dating and everything from it, and that was the correct scripture, you people are worshiping Judas on the cross, which would make a little bit of sense because you're like, all right, you have the cross and now you're
That's
showing.
That's if that was
If it's true,
correct.
now you're showing the person who betrayed you his death in respect of the person who you worship.
But this goes back to the beginning. We as a collective all agreed on this one story, and we have to accept that.
Unfortunately.
That's why.
But
But again, that's if that was true, and
Yeah.
we don't know nothing.
not at all.
We don't know anything. But we just here at Shit Talkers trying to figure out what's right, what's wrong, what we should believe, what we shouldn't believe,
All right, so we
what we need to know, what we don't need to know. And if you guys got something to say, you can say it. I don't care. You don't like it, you don't like what I'm saying, you don't got like what I just got questions, because these are questions that I was always told not to ask, or these are questions that
why weren't you allowed to question religion?
yeah.
Like, you wouldn't have the Bible if it wasn't for some maniac they considered at the time who learned Latin himself, or the Sanskrit.
A dead form of Latin.
Yeah,
so
so
it's not even
so he had to learn this, and then he mass produced it with the printing press so that everyone had it.
manually mass
Yeah.
produced it,
Correct.
which is very important that people need to understand. So we now, so this is where, because in my personal belief is that I believe in all paths to God. Now, whatever that is, it could be a ray of light, it could be the universe, it could be whatever. I believe once this is over, we go right back to the original source, right? But that's just me personally. So, however you interpret religion, that's just the way you interpret religion, because it doesn't matter. It's still going to go to the same. We're all talking about the same shit at the end of the day. But my issue is, why can't we question why? Like, why can't we question? We don't have that much faith in humanity. We don't have that much faith in people. So why can't I question something that someone else wrote? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See, like, that's the thing also to remember. This was all written by man.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Like,
Like,
so
when is the last time a man hasn't lied? I'm not just talking about just dude, but when the last time a dude hasn't lied? Like, I'm not
John
saying
Smith,
John Smith. What
fucking
the
Mormons.
So
he was
I'm-
14-year-old. Give me a 14-year-old who hasn't lied.
Give me a 14-year-old. John Smith was 14. Do anyone understand this? John Smith was 14. Now, as a kid, I was really good at patterns, and I understood that. Okay, if I take this number and I subtract this number, then this will give me this number, meaning that this is his age at the time. So that means John Smith was 14 years old, right? So for John Smith, as a 14-year-old, had a goddamn baby. Okay, cool. All right, cool. I just want to know, and what the average age of living back then was 28, maybe? I think if you made it above 28, you was known as an elder.
Correct.
Right. So why?
It's like
And we know in science that a man's brain isn't fully developed until he's 25.
25. The frontal
Cortex isn't fully developed. So, and they was living in poverty, and they was scared for their life. Puts a lot of problems on the on the brain. We're starting to learn a lot more about psychology now. And so I got questions, Pastor. Can you answer these questions? And I was always told to shut up. So I kept it to myself.
I like the dinosaur argument. I like the dinosaur argument.
The dinosaur argument?
Yeah.
What?
There's a lot of beliefs that whom I talk to say that dinosaur bones were put there to test us. They were buried to test us. I
have a very, very good friend that does not believe in dinosaurs at all. They was like, I brought up the conversation about dinosaurs, and they don't believe in it at all. But will believe every word of the Bible. And I was just like, listen, it's not my place. I was like, but this one is done this way, and this one was done, these facts was made this way, and these facts was made this way. Why would believe this side is okay, but not this side?
Yeah.
Or like they were all done. I don't know, man.
You know what I find crazy about these, some of these fanatics who live by the word of the Bible?
I don't think you should live by the word of the Bible.
My thing is, I
just
can
think
give
it's-
you one passage,
Mm-hmm.
25 times, 25 different times in your life, right? You get all different interpretations, all different times, depending on your mood, depending on what happened recently. You get different interpretations for the same passage, 25 different times in your life.
Right.
But I know a few people who you can't have a different interpretation of one, what's it called? One passage. If you have a different interpretation from them, you're wrong.
Oh, okay.
And it's because they were told this is what it meant.
Let's see. Exodus 21. Law. Now these are the rules that you shall set before them when you buy a Hebrew slave. He shall serve 6 years, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing. If he comes in single, he shall go out single. If he comes in married, then his wife shall go out with him. If his master gives him a wife, she shall bear him sons or daughters. The wife and children shall be her master's, and he shall go out alone. Now, I don't know if you understand that.
I feel like the master gives it.
So I don't understand that. It's like, it's okay in slavery.
Yeah.
And having a master that tells you when and who you can marry and what to do. Now, I didn't have to make that up. That's there, right? So when that was made, what happened after that? They created the New Testament.
Correct.
Another person decided that they was going to write down a new part of the scripture.
Correct.
2,000 years after the original scripture was made.
Correct.
Am I the bad kid? This is real shit. When I was a kid, I was like, was I the bad kid for asking this question? Because I was made as a kid to read it over and over and over again. That was one of my punishments. My dad used to be like, read the goddamn Bible. So I used to have to, when I was in trouble, I had to get my ass whooped. I had to sit there and read the Bible all day.
Yeah, you know they got the picture book.
All day. I had a big, stupid, white, thick Bible. It was like, it was like this. I don't even know. It was this, dude, it was so fucking long. And I remember I had to sit there and do it all day. And I remember asking the questions, and I was always told to shut up. I don't know, man. Again, I'm not bashing. I still believe in God. I just don't want to believe in something that someone else created. Like, that's like telling me, that's like almost, it's like almost saying, here's the book of Hogsworth, and everything that happened here, all bows to Harry, has happened, right? And I believe it. The Bible should be used as the Bible, the Quran, whatever. I don't care, man. You could fucking get mad at me. It should be used as a blueprint to run your life.
They mainly say the same thing of being a nice person, accepting your neighbor, stoning your
Someone's
wife
not
if
even
there's
gonna hear
adultery. I believe
honestly,
in it.
Someone's not even gonna hear this part. Someone's not gonna hear. They probably just heard the first part what we said, and they're gonna be like, "Fuck these people, we fuck these guys," and we get a whole bunch of anger. But what I'm saying is, don't take things so literally.
Yeah.
This is 2018.
I'm just saying, right? You know, I think it was in India. I don't think we discussed about this before. In their marriage, if the husband didn't pour coffee for the wife, those were grounds for divorce.
Yeah, yeah. There's a okay. Yeah, so the woman was suppressed until this one mistake is made. If the husband did not pour her coffee in the morning, she had the right to divorce him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if she is divorcing her husband, she is now an outcast of society.
But now, check this out though. Check this out. And I don't know where this is. I want to say it's in the Middle East area too. It was as simple as saying out in public,
Mm-hmm.
"We are divorced." For the man had to say this. "We are divorced" to the wife.
Mm-hmm.
Relationship's done. That's it. So, and in some parts, if the woman denies the husband anything sexual, that was legal rights for him to go out and perform adultery.
So all he had to say is like, she ain't want to give me no sex. They're like, well, that's
Yeah,
it.
that's what I'm saying.
Get your ass back in that house, woman.
I gotta know when there's a house in this market area.
Nah, man, I don't know, man.
That's the rule for my compound.
It's a rule for the compound. No, I'm not part of this compound. I like the freedom. I'm not
I do too. You have your choice, not just you're stuck with the consequence.
Oh, you could always say no.
Yeah,
I'm hoping you say no. 'Cause Becky down the street looked crazy.
right? Like, I'm hoping you said no. You used too much teeth last time.
That's terrible. We're terrible. We're going to hell.
Yeah, there's a party in hell.
It is. It's probably gonna be me.
It's gonna be fun.
Is it? I hope so.
Maybe. We are in hell.
What if you go to? I asked my friend this. This is all jokes. This is just a joke right here. I was just like, what if you go to hell? And I was like, what if you go to heaven? And then you see Hitler at the door. I was like, he was just like, what? That's not heaven. I was like, who said who's right and who's wrong? Only because if his belief was different from your belief, but his belief, he stood strong by his belief, and I got him to heaven, what if it's all about staying strong to the belief?
That's the thing.
What if no matter what it is, as long as you stay strong to your belief, you could get up. You could go up.
Then that's gonna bring you back to remember like the times you wavered from your belief. And you're like, damn. And then I guess there has to be a tally mark on the door somewhere. Like, how many times have you wavered from your belief? And if you hit this amount of numbers, you're out.
Damn. So what happens if you change beliefs? What if you was one of those people that converted to something else, right?
Can't trust you.
Woof. That's ouchies.
You're a flip-flopper right there, bro.
What if you stopped believing in one system and just stayed on whatever good path you was on?
What's a good path?
I don't know.
If Hitler's meeting you at the door,
God.
what's a good path?
Damn it. What is a good path? What is but that goes back to what I said, what I believe these books are. I think they're blueprints. They shouldn't be taken literally. They should just be taken as what we need to be as good people.
Correct.
Right? We all have, without a shadow, that there was something in us. Now, who put it there? God, the universe. Again, my belief is they all the same thing. But who put them in there? I don't know. But we all know that killing someone is wrong. I didn't really have to tell you that. Like, it's not something as a kid I had to teach you. Like, I never had to teach my kid. Like, listen, you're not supposed to take that knife, stick it into their chest, and watch the lights go from behind the eyes.
All right,
You're not supposed to teach that.
You're not supposed to do that. Now, you and I both know people who smile, not killing wise. Better yet, when you punch someone in the face,
I'm one of those people.
a smile comes in.
I smile when I get
See,
punched.
I'm the type of person when we spar, like if I get hit in the face, I have a smile and I'm like, let's do this again.
Well, that amps me up.
Yeah.
That gets me
now
higher.
here's the thing though, like my daughter, she's kind of the same way. She starts swinging on me and she starts laughing and giggling. I'm like,
My son's that way. Yeah.
I made a beautiful monster. this is how it is. So now, the answer to if he met you at the door, what's a good system is have a smile on your face regardless of what you're doing.
No, I'm supposed to high five Hitler with everything I believe in. No.
You wouldn't high five him?
No. Fuck Hitler.
Why not?
Hope you getting a pineapple shell.
But now that's hate. isn't heaven about all love and forgiveness and accepting one another?
But I'm human, so I always gonna have some type of hate in me.
So you went up.
Like I said, there's a party down there, and
Correct.
my room has the AC in it. So
No, it doesn't.
it's all right. It's all right. I don't think I'm gonna die anyway. So
That's cool.
it's all good, man.
You know what sucks though?
What?
Never mind. It's gonna be racist.
Let it
Never
go.
mind.
Let it go.
The one thing I won't accept racism today. I won't do racism today.
No, don't accept it. I'm not.
We're already
don't-
stomping
no.
on everything else.
Nah. We went way down the rabbit hole. Let's keep the race card here. Let's leave the race card out. But I don't want to have to get crazy.
Not prefer. I want to know where they had that. I haven't go.
Nah, sorry. I had this weird. It wasn't. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Like I went to go to Dunkin' Donuts earlier, get a coffee because I forgot to make coffee this morning.
Mhm.
And then the cop kind of was like staring at me.
Okay.
I didn't even get out my car yet. He started staring at me. And I was just like,
He was
"Hello."
a fan.
I was like, "Hello, officer." He goes, and I don't know. You're just like, "Hey." He's like, "Where you going?" And I go, "Hopefully, know where you going." Just walked into the. I was like, "I hope you guys are having a great day." And I just walked into the thing, and I was just like, "Why would he stop me? I'm the only guy with a goddamn dress shirt on."
Because you're the only guy with the dress shirt on.
I guess. There was a bum out. There was like a homeless man outside the Dunkin' Donuts.
He's a regular.
Man, whatever. See, that's the shit that people get worried. I don't think people. Forget. I'm not getting into race. I'm not gonna do it.
It's because you stared back and didn't look down.
What?
It's because you stared back and didn't look down.
I don't stare away from no other man.
I
You
understand
me?
But that's when people now puff out their chest and
I
try
didn't
to
puff
be the,
out. I just
No,
said,
not
"How
you, no.
doing?"
But I'm saying the other person will puff out their chest and become a little bit like an alpha. Yeah.
But I am though. I am an alpha. I'm not gonna not be who I am.
Yeah, that's the only thing though with this case. Like, I know some small motherfuckers
Would they puff out?
Who became officers.
Come officers?
We had like a Napoleon complex. They became officers.
I hear
They
that
had
a
a
lot.
chip on their shoulder or something. And then I know some of the biggest dudes who are the nicest guys in the world become officers. They're intimidating, but they're soft spoken. They come talk to you like it's nothing. They're like, hey, they get to know you, and then these little motherfuckers that you look down. I'm not tall. I'm not a big dude at all, but I still look down a little on, and they puff out their chest. So I'm like, it is what it is.
Right.
And I'm like, see, okay.
You know what? I got the opportunity to roll with a few officers.
Correct.
One of my friends, he took me to this spot to train with him, and I got the opportunity to do jujitsu with a couple of officers. And I always say the mat always puts you at an equal playing ground, no matter who you are, black, white, Spanish, whatever. You could be a carrot. When you get on that mat, it puts you at an equal playing ground. So you could see how the transition from being humbled to being superior happens in like that.
Yeah.
Once those clothes come on. Yeah. So it's a weird thing.
Now here's the
It is.
problem though. You can get in trouble for hitting an off-duty cop.
But I'll put you in a submission hold on that mat.
That's the only problem. Why are you going to get in trouble for hitting an off-duty cop?
Well, then that's the case. I should be locked up because one of my fights was against an off-duty cop, and in the cage. Shout out to Rising Sun for allowing me to get that fight. And I put that dude in the arm bar, and I ain't gonna front. I kind of rolled on top. I was. This is my gas tank sucked back then.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. It's all alleged. I put that dude in the arm bar, and I've been angry that day in a little bit, just a little. I remember that fight because it was like my whole thought process. I was like, I'm getting a submission, and I don't care how it comes. I don't care how it comes. I'm not trying to knock this dude out. I'm gonna put a submission on. But it was good. That was a good night.
But yeah, like if you don't know there's an officer, you go drinking, and all of a sudden you get into a fight with some dude. It's an off-duty cop. There you go. You're in trouble. You hit an off-duty officer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is that?
You're not supposed to, man.
But how do you know they're a cop? Like, okay, perfect example. You know, a couple months ago, I think it was actually last month or 2 months ago, or July.
You gotta be careful.
What happened was there in Hoboken, there was some guy who ended up, I guess, quote unquote, sexually assaulting a female on video.
That's gross.
In the video, she is on top of the bar, disrobing, dancing,
Okay.
alcohol poured on top of her, legs open, underwear showing, allows the guy to finger her, allows the guy to eat her out.
That's not enough. That's not enough confirmation. Okay.
Video.
That's not enough. That's not enough.
That's not enough.
It's not enough.
Right.
He could literally be inside of her. Okay. Inside of her, got 2 strokes in.
Okay.
Okay. That's still not enough.
But now, here's the
Okay.
thing.
She could literally be on top of him, riding his dick. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Riding the hell out of him. It's not enough
Right.
confirmation that was okay. That's okay
So
situation.
this is what happened. That was an officer.
What, the woman?
No.
Oh,
The guy.
the guy that was fingering?
Yeah, and
Okay.
ate her out. That was an officer.
Okay.
I believe nothing happened to him.
Okay.
Which is, I think, is right because she's allowing all this. Like, if she didn't say no, she didn't push off, none of that. She's enjoying herself, smile on her face, looks like she orgasms on the camera.
She orgasmed on camera?
I think it looks like it.
Gosh.
Bro, porn with all that out.
Well, you know the problem was she got hers first. She got hers and she was just like, all right,
That's right.
I'm done. I'm finished with this.
But yeah, so that was a case of an officer. Like, I don't believe he's in the wrong because it was all allowed. It was, in my eyes, mutual.
Was there sound on this camera?
Yeah, it was in a club.
Mm.
It was in a bar in Hoboken.
It was, and there
I
was
was right around the corner when it was happening.
No signs of like stress or
No,
of deflecting.
I'll send you the video later so that you can do your own research on it and you can decide whether or not she was in
okay,
stress.
this research. Should I turn down my lights or should I get all the lotion?
Depends on what you're into.
Oh, okay. Okay, no, I'm not.
Because they
into
might
that.
have suggestions under there that you might like.
I like the suggestion button
Yeah, you
sometimes.
see?
I might be like, you never go to the
You know
first porn.
You know what's
You
weird?
never go to the first porn.
You know what's
always go-
weird?
Huh?
Sometimes you pick a video that like, you enjoy and you go through suggestions, and there's like a point in this where you're like, you're not even trying to finish. You're just not looking for the interesting video.
Yo,
You're like the occasional
my
like
God,
1, 2.
that
All right,
happens.
stay. You're staying. You're not getting 1, 2. Okay, stay the way you are.
No.
And then all of a sudden, there's a video that piques your interest. You click it, and it's nothing like what you hoped for. And you're
then
like,
you lose it.
yeah, and you're like, damn it, now you gotta start all over.
No, I don't want to start no more. That's it. Once it's over, it's over.
Nah, I don't. Gotta finish what I started.
No, man. Sometimes, not all the time.
Always.
The worst thing.
That's when you go back to your history and go to your favorites, and then you click on one of
What
those.
are you,
and
what are
like
you
start
gonna
it up.
tell your son when it's time to talk about sex? Like, what it's no. The masturbation conversation comes up. What are you gonna tell him? Are you gonna be like, yo, it's cool, just don't fuck up your socks? You know what I mean? Just or
You can do the socks. Don't mess up the wool ones.
the wool ones get sticky.
Yeah.
I
Or
don't
use
know.
a shirt. Use one shirt.
I was never into that.
Yeah,
Socks
I've
and
never used a
shit.
sock, but I've used tons of shirts.
Hey man, I'm pretty new to this game. Let's get tell people I'm pretty new to this game. That's interesting.
I would tell him like, don't finish on yourself because it's the bigger mess to clean.
What are you gonna? How do you think courting women is going to be for him? Like, I think I'm gonna have to tell I'm gonna have to write out some signed contracts. I'm gonna get it notified and everything. I'm gonna have like a small notepad, and I'm like, listen, before you have sex with any girl, you make her sign here, here, and here. All right. and
You need
Marco
a video
check out.
camera too.
Make sure you pull out the video camera. Make 2 copies, you and her, and then boom, y'all can start.
Yeah.
And on camera, she needs to be like, I'm with a sound mind and sound body. Want to give myself to him,
Yeah.
and all that.
Correct.
Damn, so it's gonna be work for the next generation.
It's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be work. It's gonna be work.
That's gonna be terrible trying to explain that to my son.
Oh my gosh, because it's something that we really never had to go through.
No.
Never had to really go through the whole. Can you please confirm that I could have sex with you situation?
Well, it's not only that. One thing that's pissing me off in today's day and age is the whole regret is equals sexual assault now. So you can say yes, consent through text message and everything,
Yeah.
and then afterwards, if you regret it, people were like, "You were sexually assaulted." I'm like,
Yeah. I seen that.
Like you can enjoy it the whole time. You can get your rocks off, and then when you're done, you regret it afterwards.
I seen a story posted from like tweets from Twitter or whatever, and some girl started to she accused this guy for sexual assault. Good thing she lost, but it was a conversation between her and some Twitter followers, and she said she hooked up with some guy. She was like, "Oh, I regret ever hooking up with this guy. It was bad. It sucked." And then some girl said, well, if you regret it, then you were raped.
Yeah.
And then she was just like, no, I don't think I would. Then people, and then there was like a whole bunch of people. Oh, you have to be. It's almost like
Well,
if you're
yeah,
not good at it.
You see her mind change from she wasn't sexually assaulted to you're right, I was
sexually assaulted.
like, but you're not. You just got
You just
a
had-
terrible lay partner.
Yeah, you just had a bad sex day,
Right?
It's like it happens. It happens. I mean
You know how
everyone
many,
has
you know how
bad
many
sex
times I regret
partners.
jerking off? Like
Then you raped yourself.
I raped myself.
You raped yourself, yo. You gotta go to. I'm gonna file charges for you. Don't worry about it.
So that-
Yeah, lock
That's
you
the
up.
time. Like there's times where I'm like, I want it. That's all I do. I'm like,
Hey, you gotta have to explain that to your son too. Like, yo, there's
Yeah.
gonna be days you might masturbate. You're gonna be depressed about masturbating.
yeah. I'm like, there's gonna be times where you look at yourself like,
Oh,
and
I'm
you're
s-
gonna look at your hand like,
You gotta get the Peter Griffin voice. Oh, I'm so nasty.
right?
So gross. But yeah, man, it's she went from this was just a terrible day to I was raped. And then all of a sudden he getting the rest of his life
Yeah.
ruined.
Correct.
Because he wasn't able to, I don't know, please her, or they wasn't compatible, or
Now here's the thing.
I think we're gonna have to go back to when you because you can't even do that because now you could be married and your wife could say that you raped her.
Yeah. No surprise sex.
No
No.
surprise sex.
None of
You can't wake up and just sliding up in that. Can't do that no more.
Word. Not gonna lie.
You gotta wake her up. Hey, can you sign this paper? Listen, I want to give you some sex right now. Can you sign this paper? I lost it. Don't
Nope.
worry about it.
Nope. Got a camera in my room.
Don't matter.
She's hanging up there, right? So if they don't show her pushing off, it's a yes.
No, that's not true. That's not true. It's not true either.
Can't prove it. No sound on it.
Don't matter. You're guilty. You're guilty by accusation.
I gotta please her.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, so the general rule basically was she regretted because it probably wasn't good. So if it was good and she enjoyed it, she wouldn't have regretted it. So in other words, I just have to make sure that she doesn't regret it, or she doesn't dislike it.
Dislike it. So,
So in other words,
you can't have no bad sex days ever.
ever. So
Ever
the
in
so
your
the
life.
guy can never have one of those.
Nope. You can't be tired coming home from work.
Yeah,
You can't be you can't do the lazy sex.
damn, bro.
She has. To
You
come
can't have one of those days with the accidental like 3 pumps. You're like, fuck.
Nah.
Like you're not you want it, but your mind's not right today.
It's not.
Or you were
can't.
so excited, and all of a sudden you're
Yeah.
like, you finished too quick.
And I get what you're saying. I'm with you on it, but nah, dog. It's not. You can't have it. You can't have it. She,
I will find a solution for us. guys.
yeah, you can't. Oh, well, I'm just going by the stories I be seeing. You just really can't. You can't. She got to be on all times pleasing. All times. At all times. You need to be pleasing her.
You know what it is?
Mhm.
Got it. It's gonna sound fucked up.
Let it be fucked up. It's fine.
Us as guys, we're becoming soft.
What?
This is why.
What does that got to do with anything?
Okay. Women, at least, I don't want to say the attractive kind,
What?
right?
Okay.
Those who, god damn it, hold on. I'm gonna try to say this without stepping on too many toes.
Stop on them. Fuck it. We already
All right,
here.
so basically are those who don't find themselves to be sexually attracted, or who those aren't sexually attracted to many men. Notice how they're always the ones spewing out man hate, right? And those who are normally
Wait. People who are not sexually attracted
yeah,
to men?
no, those who aren't sexually they're not sexually attracted by their peers.
Oh, it's like sexually attractive to.
Yeah, so
Okay,
you and I are
okay.
here. We have
Right. Tom, whatever.
Tom. I was because
Oh, we're talking about a woman.
a woman,
Oh,
right?
so we got Becky. We're gonna
Yeah,
say
so
Becky.
Becky, right?
Go ahead.
Becky, why does Becky always that?
I don't know. Becky just sounds like dirty.
Right?
Becky sounds dirty to me.
There's two type of Becky though. There's that dirty Becky who like has those eyes, and then that dirty Becky who has those stains.
Who came up with the word "Give me that Becky"?
It was a song.
Like, yo, what? I think that's where I got the
Yeah.
Becky thing from.
But anyways, so there's Becky there,
Uh-huh.
right? You and I don't find her sexually attracted at all,
Right.
right? All of a sudden we find this one who, I don't know, some other girl name, right?
Francesca.
Francesca.
I don't know why I'm coming up with these
All
names,
right,
but I like them.
yeah, Becky Francesca.
I got
I
you.
whatever. She's somewhat sexually attractive, so she's 5'6", whatever, right?
Okay, we're
And
going by the
then-
numbering system.
yeah.
Can't do it. You gotta be careful now. Can't do that neither. You can't go by the numbers. So
Why
you can't.
not?
You can't number no more.
Okay, fine.
She's mildly attractive
Gotcha.
to us.
Okay. Okay. Basically, the smash or pass, right? We have a pass, we have a smash, and then we have over here where we smash the smash button.
Okay, that's
ahead.
we're gonna give her a black name. Damn it.
Matter of fact, make her Becky. We have Bertha over here.
Bertha?
Bertha's the pass.
Why Bertha? Why
Big Bertha, come on.
Sometimes Big Bertha. You
All
know
right,
what I
you
mean?
want Big Bertha over
Big,
here?
let Big Bertha be
All right,
over here.
all right, Big Bertha.
Big
over here.
Bertha's the automatic smash. Becky, we ain't
That's a
fucking
pass.
with. She's the pass.
And
And then
he's,
this one was like, what smash?
we're like
But I
just-
need like
just-
2 drinks in my
Like,
system.
double tap. That's it.
Yeah,
Just a
well,
double
with
tap on
2
Instagram.
drinks in my system. I give her.
Right.
I give Francesca some business.
All right.
Got you.
So now we have these three.
Okay.
Here, we do it all day, right?
All day.
She
Dude.
jealous of here. Becky's jealous of
Big Bertha.
Big Bertha, right?
Big Bertha got a
Then-
nice fupa, but I
Then
like that.
what happens is, Becky comes here, talks to Francesca,
Okay.
all right, and then all of a sudden we're here at Francesca, and we're like, hey, what's up? Becky's there too.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to push Becky out the way,
Yeah,
right? We're
sometimes
trying
you gotta
to we're
separate-
trying to talk to her.
You gotta
Now-
separate the hyena from the lion.
Now
you know what I
though, what happens is, Becky got in Francesca's head,
mean?
and now we're
Mind
screwed.
your business, Becky.
Right?
I got you. Right.
But now because the way we're reacting to her, she's like, see, the men are always like this.
Mm.
Now here's the mediocre Francesca, and she's like, yeah, you're right. Some guys are like that.
Okay.
So since she's a 50-50 chance of whatever, yes or no, then she starts going like, oh, Becky's right. Stick to her.
So she's gonna side with her friend.
With her friend.
Got it.
Now, Big Bertha over here,
Uh-huh.
even though she's getting all
Yeah, you
the play,
all that juicy fupa. Got
right?
It.
She's like, it's good for me. Business is good.
Uh-huh.
But it's 1 against 2. So 33% is yes, and now 66% are against us. Now, this is where I'm saying the guys are soft.
Oh, okay.
That'd be time, caveman style. Drag him by the hair, not the leg. You bind the leg, it gets all dirt inside.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a meme. It's horrible. But anyways, we wouldn't have allowed Becky to do that. And it's not that we allowed. It's the way the terms is kind of weird. As a society, we are becoming soft. As you saw in multiple in history, the societies, how they go. They go from this brute strength society into a diplomatic society, and then it just tapers off, and they end up getting destroyed. And
They all could have just been Big Bertha.
That's it.
Call it that. But here's the problem. Okay, I get what you're saying, but we need to.
Get rid of all the Beckys in the world.
Thanos and his bitch.
Right? Just
No, just joking.
Becky.
Oh, that's fucked up. No, because women, men don't do anything without trying to impress women.
correct.
Because if we weren't trying to impress women, we would all be naked cavemen, and we wouldn't give a fuck.
But see,
No, be honest.
that would kind of be better.
No,
For the simple fact, and
whoa,
this, this is
take it easy. It would never be better. All right, because first off, I can't even imagine a society like that. Okay, I can't even imagine a society there would be no women. That's some weird feminist shit. I couldn't
No,
even
this is
imagine that.
this is the reason why I'm saying it's better, and this is why I don't believe in perfumes or makeup.
Okay.
For the simple fact, our body naturally excretes pheromones and you can smell through these pheromones what some women are lacking or what some women have. In the case of guys, same thing with women. They'll smell the men's deficiency and what they have a surplus of.
Mm-hmm.
And now a woman will be compatible with a man if she has a surplus of one thing and she has a lack of another, a deficiency in another, and the man has the surplus of what she's lacking in. Technically, through science, it will prove that she will try to mate with him.
I don't know about technical. We could say like.
No, it's through science. It shows like even they had a double-blind placebo effect with it, where they showed pictures of guys. They've had shirts of theirs,
Theoretically,
No,
it's
no,
still kind of theoretical.
but this is even through nature itself, right? So it's always the alphas who get it, those who are more prime, those who are not, I wouldn't say larger, but are more most likely to survive in a hunting gathering environment, in the sense of you'd be able to go out and get what you need for the family. Now, this is all through genetics that we fully haven't understand and has had research behind it.
I don't know. I don't know about all that. I think Becky need my business. Becky just my business. Let me talk to
Because then you also have...
talk to Big Bertha over there.
But that's the thing, though. Now, sometimes you have
smell
Rick
fupa.
over here.
Who?
Rick.
Why
Dude.
Rick here? Who?
Because Rick is that type of dude that likes Becky.
Right. Well, there's always somebody for somebody. Okay? Even what we might consider a no chancer, someone might consider an 8.
Well, see, this is the
again,
problem.
I'm sorry, can't go to the number system. Somebody might consider that as a high potential.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we can't.
Now,
I
here's
think
the thing.
everybody need to relax. Maybe because the guy that you want don't want you, that you getting your feelings hurt. Now all men ain't shit. There's a lot of things though that goes into that.
Mhm.
Say the whole all men ain't shit. Damn, we're jumping all over the place. But there's a lot of things that go into that. It's like all men ain't shit. that come from past history. That could come from her psychologically being with the same type of dudes.
Mm-hmm.
I could come from I don't know, her just her
You know what?
just being around or listening to videos or whatever, because nowadays you got to put an account of
Correct.
like social media or media type of, so her just listening to media or whatever that could give her the idea that all men ain't shit.
I got you. I'll bring this in together right now.
There's too much. There's too much unwrapped there.
With the very simple. I got you right now.
Mm-hmm.
We'll bring this situation with back to porn situation, right? Hence why the female will want to always get with an alpha is for the simple fact the category cuckolds.
Well, I know a couple guys. I know some guys that need to go ahead and be a cuckold.
Right? And the wife gets off on it, going with the alpha rather than her husband who's there sitting and watching.
Fucking cucks.
Right? But it's like that. It's weird.
I don't know, man. Humans are weird.
We
like weird
You know what
shit.
it is?
It's
We're an animal that we don't want to accept the fact that we're an animal.
Yeah.
We're a species. That's all we are.
It's another form of species.
Yeah, we're a mammal who
We're an ape.
want to reproduce.
People don't like to think that we're an ape.
You know what you know what I read recently?
Type of ape.
What I read recently was, or actually saw a video of, it would take 30 men to impregnate the whole world of women. That's it. That's all it'll take.
I want to sacrifice myself as tribute. You ever see Futurama when the guy died and he was like, what they call him, Snoo? He was yo, we used to do it a lot when I was younger, but forget it. Go ahead.
Zoidberg?
Yeah,
The crab?
Yeah, no, not Zoidberg. The green alien, and they took it to this place where they wanted him to impregnate the whole civilization.
Oh.
And then they put him in the room where the last guy was in, and he was just like bones. He was like this. They called it Snoo because he had one hand.
Oh no, you're talking about the Amazonian.
Yeah, he had one hand free because he's supposed to be able to hold the butt, and the other hand's up in chains. It was hilarious.
Yeah, that's where the Amazonians were basically. They raped guys.
Yes, they raped guys.
But guys wanted it.
Yeah.
They wore those giant, like those Pampers. Who was it? The green guy.
They didn't wear Pampers. The hips were broken.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
The girls would have rolled them so much that they broke their hips. And
Yeah.
they kept feeding them food with Viagra in it.
Word. Now, here's the thing.
What about that in one story?
Oh, the
where
dude?
The guy that broke into the kickboxing woman's, the Russian kickboxing woman's house.
Okay.
A few years ago, and she beat his ass, locked him in her bathroom, fed him food full of Viagra, and rolled the shit out of him when he got. And then because she ripped his pants, of course. She said so when she was done with them, bought him new pants, gave him some money, and sent him out.
Yeah.
He went directly to the police station. He went directly from the police station. It was like, this lady raped me for days.
If I was him,
she took care of him.
if I was him, like, yeah, you got me in this beta position. It's unfortunate. I'm gonna come back with my boy Mickey.
I'd come back. I ain't gonna say. Come back to that Cosby film.
The Mickey,
Oh
my best
God,
friend Mickey.
no, terrible.
That's
she's
terrible.
gonna get slipped the Mickey, and I'm like, you know what? I'm taking
I'm
my
not
alpha
slipping
back.
Mickey's. I'm coming back. I'm gonna be like, this would be me. No, this is if I
barbecue
was single.
sauce.
I just show up. I'll be coming back to the same with the, oh no, you caught me again. No, you think it's a game, huh? You thought it was a joke around
Last
here.
time you rattled my head, now I'm ready for
I
this.
know I'm ready for this shit. I've been in the gym.
Right?
Took a few jiu-jitsu classes. Got some kickboxing. I'm about to fuck you up.
Right?
Hit her ass with a takedown.
What happens if you hit you with that knee, though?
Oh, it's over. There's something weird about a woman that could overpower you. I was watching this one porn where the woman picked the dude up like this. I was like, I'm done with porno. I'm not watching this for another 2 weeks. This is over. So I've been 2 weeks cleaner.
You know what? That's actually big in Japan.
And powerful women, right?
Yeah, well, not even on powerful, like Amazonian women and small guys.
Well, they're all small.
Sort of.
There's like 1% of them that are like cute, like average size or taller.
Huh?
I think they do like
Actually,
genetic
no.
testing. They do like genetic breeding with like they'll find like a tall woman and then they'll find like a tall guy and they'll get them to have sex with each other so they could have tall offsprings.
Yeah.
So they do that out in Japan. If you didn't know, now you know. But everybody else is kind of around. I don't know. I think the average height is like a little bit like 5'4", something like that. What is that?
Yeah.
5'4", whatever.
For them
4 or
around
5.
that region. Well, that's the thing. Like for Peruvians ourselves, we're not that tall.
Yeah. Most of my Peruvian friends.
But I'm taller than most of them because the average height of a Peruvian is 5'4". I'm 5'9". I'm like, bitch, my headbutt you. Then again, they can headbutt me right on the chin. I'd be knocked out.
Knock your ass out. I got one Peruvian guy. Oh man, he'll put you to sleep with one of his fists.
Well, this is the thing about Peru. December 25th. So Christmas in America, in Peru they have a fight festival. You fight your neighbors.
Okay, I'm getting online to check out the tickets now.
You fight.
You fight your neighbors?
You fight your neighbors. You fight people you have problems with. Wives fight wives. Kids fight kids. Teens, grandparents. Dude. They all fight.
Oh my God, I'll be training the whole year. I'm like, oh, Mr. Roberts, you want to talk shit? Wait till it's Christmas time. I'm whooping your ass.
And then after all this fighting,
I'll have them watch me in the front yard while I'm hitting bags.
You wouldn't want to do that though, because then all of a sudden he's gonna see that like they gotta train.
I want him to be ready. He ain't gotta know that I know how to take downs. I'm gonna beat his ass.
And then he comes over out of nowhere with the llama kick. Turns around, bang.
Oh, it's okay. I should have been prepared. Should have been prepared for that llama kick, yo. That's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah. So.
Wait, are you serious though? They really fight each other?
Yeah.
That's real.
December 25th. Yeah, in this big like it started off in a small village. But now, like, it got huge to this, like, a town-sized location, and they party it up. They have barbecue, like, they grill. It's a full-on festival.
So what if it happens if I had, like, beef with, like, 5 people? I got 5 fights that night?
If you want 5 fights that night.
Oh, I got 5 fights that night. That's what it sounds like. It's a tournament.
But it's one round.
I don't give a fuck.
But what I do like about it, they have 3 refs.
Mm-hmm.
So that you're 2 fighting, then there's people who like slightly surrounding you. So if they see something like somebody's about to really get knocked out, they like get in the way. They're like, no, okay, you gotta split it. It's over. We're good. You don't want to kill them.
I think we should do this in America.
Right?
I think we should bring this out. We should call it Get Your Shit Together.
For real.
TRST, Get Your Shit Together night.
I would say Catch These Hands Festival.
That was better than mine. I was mad. A little bit mad now.
Now you're going to try to go get a better one?
Nah, I like that. We're going to keep that. TRST, Get These Hands. Catch These Hands Day. Oh, man.
Bro.
So we about to do this, right?
Full festival.
Full festival. We got to have dinner, drinks.
Wait a minute. You know that street festival that they always have in RP? Like right in front of the dojo?
Yes.
We should start having little tickets. $10.
No, we couldn't do that. We could never get like
all we need is 2 people.
I mean, hold on. Let me talk to Dennis.
That's it. Have them sign a waiver?
No. Yeah, I'm thinking basement.
No, you still need the waiver though.
Yeah, of course. The waiver's at the door. I'm gonna hang it right there and they go take that out. You know what I mean? They go downstairs. They be like, we have like drinks and stuff. Everybody partying. And
yeah.
And then as soon as the nighttime, we turn off the upstairs. I'm about to talk to Dennis.
Got you, boy.
We got fights coming up. All right, let's see what else did we was supposed to talk about. Somebody asked me about language police.
What do you mean language police?
How do we feel about police? How language is being policed now? Like not by police, but people like
You're talking about
social media
You're
policing.
talking about those
language.
fucking cuts who can't stand anything because they're faggots.
Yeah, those people that they don't want you to say this, they don't want you to say that.
So basically, the whole sentence I just said, nah, they would have come and attacked me.
Yes.
I would be like, thank you.
They're gonna pick it outside the studio.
Yeah, that's fine.
They're gonna be
Hate
like,
me. What are you gonna do? You gonna put a sock in my mouth?
Fuck you, Jim and Jack. Yeah.
I don't care.
Well, you gonna put a sock in your mouth, and you gonna be like, "Oh, don't threaten me with a good time." That
Right?
sounds
I'm
good.
like, go ahead. You put a sock in my mouth and put something else in your mouth.
Now I'm gonna come out with some leather pants. Like, oh, this ain't the party. Oh, my bad.
Assless chaps.
It's like as a chaps with the leather. I'm like, oh, it's the wrong show. Huh? Fuck. Got it. No, you don't. What do you How do you feel about having to take things out of your vocabulary now?
What am I taking out?
You can't say the F word anymore.
Fuck, fag.
Yeah,
Which
can't say faggot.
Why not? Fag or faggot?
Both.
Fuck them.
Can't say that. Can't say.
Cunt. I say cunt all day.
They don't like the word retard anymore. I remember a lady got mad at me for saying
Well,
that.
they don't like it, but now if you go through like if you buy anything that's fire safety wise, it's fire retardant. Like
Yeah.
retard means too slow. It's an actual word, and they actually had this as a medical term at one point.
It's weird though because you're now supposed to say special needs,
Okay.
but now the word special needs is taking the place of the offensive word retarded.
So now special needs is becoming offensive.
No, but that's what kids are doing now. You know how we grew up and we were just like, that's retarded. Now it's that's special needs.
That's gay.
But that's what's happening. So every time we try to language police, something just takes its place. What we say should take its place just takes its place in all definitions.
Yeah. Like I remember, I guess with the retarded thing, like you make fun of somebody by saying they take the small school bus and they lick windows.
I mean, that's not true because are some places where you have no choice but to take small school
Exactly.
bus if you're from that way. But it was just funny because if you lived in the city, usually the small school bus meant that you was going to like some type of special needs center. You needed to be around other people
Correct.
like you. But now it's, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't really have it.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you have a problem with taking it out of your vocabulary or just not saying it?
I still use it on a daily basis. If it comes up and if it fits perfectly for that specific moment, I use it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be like, oh, wait, hold on, let me think of another word.
What people were saying before? Okay, when I remember people was trying to take it out. It was Riri. Oh, that's Riri. I remember that, but that sounds a little bit too feminine for men. Can't be like, yo, that's Riri.
You know, Riri's Rihanna.
Yeah.
She's sexy.
You can't. If that's Riri, then I want it.
Word.
I don't know.
You know what though? This okay. I've known of a man whom was, I guess, is it bad if we call them regular? Normal. I guess normal. But that's kind of, I guess, derogatory to people who are special needed.
No one's normal.
Right.
So they were
non-special
special needs.
Yeah. So is that politically correct now?
God,
Right. But anyways, he was politically correct. Not politically. He was just average Joe. Let's go by. Right. Average Joe. He was in a relationship with a special need girl.
Okay.
Now, is that bad?
Is it bad? Is it bad for a average Joe to be in a relationship? Average Jen or Joe to be in a relationship with a special needs person?
Yes.
It depends on who's looking at the relationship.
But that's why, like, is it bad? People would say yes. Some people would say yes because you're taking advantage of a person who's special needs.
Right. But what if the issues with that is then that's making the special needs person feel like they really are different.
Not allowing
it. Not just not allowing it. I think even the word, like being sensitive about it, takes away from them being human.
Correct.
And so, I don't see anything wrong with it if you fell in love with whoever you fell in love with. Now, they're very smart
special needs people. It's just the word falls in so many different. Like you could just be like, I don't know. You could have like a little form of like, what do you call it? What do you call it when damn, I can't remember the word. You could have like a little small misshape of like the head or something.
Yeah.
You're known as a special needs person.
Correct.
That doesn't mean you're slow. That doesn't mean you can't think.
Correct.
That doesn't mean, I mean, that doesn't take anything away from your actual ability. Or you might not be able to comprehend things as fast as we could comprehend things. That doesn't mean you can't comprehend them. That just means it takes you a little bit longer to comprehend them. But once you start putting a title on things, that's when it kind of takes away from their humanity. And so that's why I never really like honestly, to me, you get made fun of. I don't give a damn who you are.
If it's funny, it's funny.
It's funny, it's funny. If you black, white, special needs, non-special needs, if you think you're alien, whatever, I'm gonna make fun of you because everybody's equal in my book.
Correct.
Right. But once you start putting title on things, that's when things get a little tricky. That's when things get tricky. I know everybody wants to feel special. That's why they put titles on stuff. But like things get a little. But when you start to take away what you really are, and that's just a person.
Correct.
Right?
Now,
this is all my opinion.
Yeah. Now I'm get a little dark with this. Not dark. I guess sexual with it. With the definition of special needs, right?
What if she specially need this?
That's what I'm saying. So we go to porn, and some dude needs a special need, such as the only way for him to orgasm is auto asphyxiation.
Is that a special need?
Exactly. It's the only way he functions to orgasm.
Okay, so this takes us back to a topic from a while back. What if someone's into like BDSM?
Yeah.
Right?
Special needs.
That's a special need.
Correct.
Right?
That's a category of its own now.
Because they think of pain as being pleasure.
In a
or in some type of way. All right.
Yes. So now
again, so
you know
I go back to
I'm
the
gonna
middle.
contact
it's
Pornhub.
too much to unwrap.
Exactly.
For our small brains to understand.
So in other words, I'm gonna start a petition. You guys can follow through with Pornhub. I want a special needs category.
So okay,
you
real
just
quick,
click on that,
because
and it's a drop menu.
Before we about to end this, so do you believe? Let's just say.
Let's go.
So if someone's into a sexual activity that requires a special need,
okay,
and you're not into it,
okay,
who's at fault?
they're a faggot.
Hold on. Who's at fault for not fulfilling that need?
Depends. Now, are you talking about just like some random person or someone who I'm gonna be in a relationship with?
Say if you're in a relationship.
Okay.
Okay.
And say she has a kink that helps her orgasm, pleases her, but I can't do nothing.
But you never knew. Let's just say you knew, but you never fulfilled that.
Because I'm not comfortable with it, or because
you're not comfortable, or let's just say you're not comfortable, or you're not the type of guy to do it.
Honestly speaking, this is the way I work.
Honestly speaking,
if that were to come about and she were to discuss it with me,
no, she discussed it with you.
Okay.
You know
right? But I'm saying she comes up one day, she's like, "Hey, I really need to do this. I need this relief to do it. Whatever." I'm like, "All right, this is how it's gonna go down." I'm now also gonna. There's things that I would want that she can't do, or she wouldn't do, or feel comfortable with. I'm like, "We got this. We're both in a good spot in our relationship. We're coming home, family, whatever." In a real life situation, I'm gonna use my situation, right? So I'm like, all right, fine. You go do you.
Okay.
And when you do you, you come home. If you fulfill your needs, whatever, that's fine. If you come home and you feel like you don't want to continue this relationship, fine, tell me, whatever. Because if you fulfill that need and you get what you want.
Sorry for chewing in the mic, guys.
So you fulfill that need and you get it, and then now you don't want to be a part of this relationship, fine. Then there's no reason to, right? Same thing with my aspect. Like, if you go do that, I'm going to go do my thing. I'm going to come back, and I'll tell you how I feel about it.
As long as there's an agreement between both parties, this should be okay.
Correct.
But what if there's only agreement? There's no agreement between both parties. So should the person with the special needs suffer? Or should the person,
or should the person who doesn't have the special need deal with it, or just find another way?
I guess in a true relationship,
Or trying to find a way of becoming the person that they need them to be.
hey, try it out at least once, even if you think it's weird, for the simple fact you might be into it. It's because, for example,
This goes back to the beta and alpha thing. I'm sorry to keep cutting you, but it goes back to the beta and alpha thing. What if you're just not that type of guy who's a guy or girl who's able to be? Let's just say she was into like she or he. I'm only saying she because
from experience for yourself, you're a hetero man, you're a cisgender hetero man. Go ahead.
Oh, well, sorry, I don't know. That's because I'm a cisgender man. So, but let's just say she's into some like she wants a beta guy. You too macho.
Okay.
Too macho. We're just gonna put you a macho guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much.
So she wants to be a dominatrix.
She wants to be a dominant. She wants to be the person in control. But you just can't. You're not the type of guy to bend over and take a paddle in the butt or whatever. You're not that type of guy. But this is what turns her on.
Okay.
But you guys love each other.
Gotcha.
You got it? Like this, you guys have a connection in a different way.
Okay.
But you don't have that connection. All right.
Got you right now.
Whose fault?
No.
No, not whose fault, but who's wrong here?
First off, if you're a smart man and you're in this relationship and you're the alpha and don't want to be a beta for her to be a dominatrix, what you do is find a very high-powered beta man.
But you have to find them.
If it comes out to you finding them or she finds them, whatever, and you allow her to dominate him, whip him, spank him, peg him, and take that money.
I'm only saying the BS something.
Oh yeah, no, but I'm saying like like if you're in this relationship, really. I know people who are in a relationship where the female is actually a dominatrix, and the guy is not into it, but he's like, go ahead, bro. They live the life for the simple fact the dominatrix for some reason, these beta guys who are these high power CEO beta guys out there want these girls to dominate them and even take money from their account. And they
seen that.
I guess I don't know if it's wallet shame. I don't know the proper term for it or something.
I've seen this one where the guy shows up and he just offers money. Like he literally shows up and he's at the door bent down and he has his money in his hand. He's like holding it out to her like a gift. She opens the door. She's like, "Oh, good boy." Takes the cash and slams the door in his face.
Yeah.
And I'm like, not me. I'd have like, bitch, you gotta open this door.
But you see, there's like that, and say your wife wants to be that type of girl.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it. Why wouldn't I let my wife do that?
To keep them?
Because Papa needs.
But to keep them, would you allow that?
It depends, because a lot of these beta guys are actually, one example, are
I'm
into.
not just saying beta, because let's just say the roles would flip, okay?
Okay.
Let's just say she wants more of an alpha dude and sees you as the beta, okay? Now, what then? Like, can you swallow your pride and allow an alpha to come in and then, like, handle what you can handle?
For me, in my case, unfortunately, or fortunately, I'm not this beta guy.
Or, vice versa, or he, or, switch the roles,
if you
whatever.
can handle what I dish out, and then you're getting somewhat bored of it, or it's not enticing anymore, or you can take what I work with like nothing and you're just sitting there like that, by all means, do that. Mm-hmm. But my rule is whatever I want to do to you
is what goes.
What goes.
I mean,
you do what you want out there.
But that costs.
No matter what it is.
It costs, you know? I'm like, just letting you know, I'm putting both these thumbs in your butt.
Yeah. That's it.
I mean, let's get
you get a double-sided dildo, bend it, and bang.
Fuck out of here. Oh, man. Dude, we probably covered everything. We went through religion. We went through reality. We went through sex, porn. I mean, I can't say that.
Becky.
I'm still fucking with Big Bertha. Big Bertha.
Word. But Rick over there, that'd be kind of weird.
Actually, Francesca go over there with Becky because Becky, Big Bertha got the fupa. You know what I mean? And fupas get sloppy.
It's getting cold too, so you need
Getting
that.
cold too.
You need that.
Right. All right, my wife. Quick funny story. My wife was like, "Nah, she ain't gonna like me to talk about this," but she was like, "Oh, babe, you think I should drop something?" I'm like, "Drop? Girl, I need you to get a cheeseburger. You know what I mean? It's cold outside. I need to wrap up on me, babe. I'm getting cold. I'm getting smaller. I think you need to get big. So somebody gotta be my cover.
For real.
I want her to be. I'm turning into the big spoon. She don't know yet.
See, my wife doesn't know. Little by little, I take the big blanket, even though I sweat like a beast that night. I take the big blankets and leave her the small one, so she's forced to get a little chubby there.
Right. You don't know.
So she gets warm,
Got a little fat in them,
right?
know?
And it's kind of working because last night when I coated up, sweat was on my arm. I'm like, she's getting there.
You're so stupid. Like, oh yeah, it's happening. It's happening.
She's cold during the summer. I'm like, what are you doing?
Nah.
Like, during the winter, you got to be warm.
Listen, what you do? See, you do like me. Like, you gotta fix the food, right? And then every so often, you might add a little extra fat in that damn thing.
You got to be careful with the fat.
Okay, what
force her to go keto.
Yeah, you gotta be more carbs. So you might just, oh, babe, we're eating spaghetti tonight. But make sure you get that garlic bread and them garlic knots out the
That's what happened
oven.
last night.
Yeah.
Got some penne vodka.
Pizza showed up out of nowhere.
Right, I had mozzarella sticks, garlic knots,
chicken,
pepperoni pinwheels.
Yes, sir.
I had the chicken on top of the pasta, but that was kind of healthy. No, it was fried breaded chicken.
That's how you know it's working. When their fingers start swelling up in the morning, you're like, yes.
Right? If the ring's a little too tight to take off, it's working.
Oh man! Then if once they get that little fupa, it's on and game. All right,
Word.
you know. All right, guys. Thank you for being with us on Real Shit Talkers. Very weird episode, but we okay. This is what me and Jack does. Next week we'll have Therapy Without a Degree. They'll be here with us to share the podcast. And I should have a couple more. I think me and Jack, I was gonna talk to you about it, but we should get together and do like an MMA podcast.
Yeah.
Just audio. Make sure you check us out on all the audio platforms. I said all the audio platforms. And the YouTube and the Facebook. And thank you for everybody that's sharing and liking. We out this bitch. Peace.
Superb.